Hey guys, I just wanted to come and do a quick reaction to what I just read. I'm hearing Cuties is actually being sued. Netflix is being sued for child pornography for the movie Cuties. I am on the fence about this, guys, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I was definitely a person that felt like I knew the story of the two movie posters. If you're not familiar with the movie Cuties, it is a French film that came out 2 years ago. It was directed by a Senegalese female, so a black woman directed this film. And if you're not familiar with European TV and movies, they're a little bit more bold and, direct than we are over here in the States. So I was thinking that, the difference in the movie posters was definitely bad. Netflix picked and decided on a movie poster that she never even agreed to. So already I'm like, okay, Netflix, you're doing too much, if it's just this movie poster. So I'm going in feeling like totally this is all being blown out of proportion. So I watch it, and I'm a mother, and I am one of those mothers that feels like nothing is really off limits for my children to see, because things that I feel or deem inappropriate are points of reference for me. So for this movie, there was quite a few things that I could actually point to my child and say, look, we're not doing that, or look, we're not doing that, or look, we're not doing that. Look what happens when you do that. One thing I will say about the movie is I came away from it not feeling the way I thought I would. I thought I would love the movie totally. I thought it would be a totally good story. And it did have its good parts, but I'm going to tell y'all what I didn't like about it. The main thing that I didn't like about the movie was the cinematography. These little girls were dancing. Some of the dances were provocative. I don't mind that. What I mind is the camera being close up on their midsections. Like their legs are spread and the camera's like right there. And it's there for a few moments. And to me, that's just too much. You could have done that from a distance. You didn't have to do a close-up on her midsection like that with her humping. I feel like that was just a little bit too much. Like too many close-ups on the midsections for these to be 11 and 10-year-old girls. No, absolutely not. Some of the things that the little girl did in the movie, I did not approve of. I mean, she literally attempted murder at one point. She attempted to seduce her cousin for a cell phone. She was stealing from her mother. The little girl was just like really going off the Richter. And the reason she was going off the Richter is because she saw her mother and her father's marriage falling apart. Her father wanted to take on a second wife, and her mother was acting like it was okay to everyone else, but she caught her mother crying, which made her sad, which made her want to reject, the Muslim life. So this is why she was acting out the most. And it was things about the Muslim life that I felt like was good. There were other things that I feel like were bad. One of those was when the little girl started her period. Her grandmother told her about a story of when she started her period and how her family wrapped her up and took her to her husband. And then he looked underneath her wrap and saw her body and then showed her body off to his family and friends. And it was a joyous occasion. And she said, I want the same thing for you. No, ma'am. Oh, no, you do not want this 11-year-old child to be taken to some man to be married away. Oh, absolutely not. You do not want that. So there was things about the story that I did not like, but to call it a pornography, nobody was having sex. So I think that's a bit drastic, but I do not feel like the calls for it to be removed from Netflix are unwarranted. As I stated, there are several situations within that movie that I feel like were a little too adult for females, or for these children, I should say. There's one situation where they're in the park playing around and one of the little girls picks up a used condom and blows it up. It was definitely, I think they handled it like little girls would in that situation. They took her home, scrubbing her mouth and stuff, talking about she'd be dying and things like that. So there were definitely situations that were like cringeworthy, and but I don't think it should be classified as a pornography. But it may not be appropriate. You may not want your young children to watch it, but if you do, or anything else like this, don't be afraid to let your kids see stuff that is inappropriate. Because again, that's a point of reference. They're not going to get it from Nickelodeon. They're just not. All right, guys, that is my $5.02. I just wanted to do a quick review on Cuties. Let me know what you think.